Welcome to another episode of URC Chumps Podcast. Unfortunately, my fellow hosts aren't available with me today. Some great results depending on how you look at this week. South Africa pretty well. We didn't lose. Unfortunately, the Lions did draw, but we'll cover that a little bit more. And yes, some other news coming out this week, which I will give my thoughts on. So, anyway, starting off with the road to Bilbao, with the Challenge Cup. Dragons coming off a very good result for them up against Newcastle. Did not see that coming. Newcastle as well this past week have been just signing and signing. They are looking like they're going to really put their hands up next week. However, they are not out the tournament yet. As you can see, their next game is going up against La Rochelle. That is going to be a difficult game for them, but they'll have to see. Dragons, unfortunately, not making the cut. Oh, actually, I lie, they did make the cuts. But again, they're going up against Stade Francais. Quite a difficult team that they're going up against there. Ulster beating Stade Francais. Great result for them. Moving on and going up against the Ospreys in the next round. Right now, they are looking very dangerous. They seem to have got their season back onto a great track right now. Zebra beating Black Lions. That was something I was not quite seeing. That is a team that we definitely do need to speak about. But Zebra going up against Paloesa next, which I think is going to be quite a difficult game for them. It's not going to be a walk in the park. They do definitely need a step up there if they're going to go on beyond this. Perpignan cutting their teeth, making it in. They just needed 1 point. A draw would do that. And they got in. But unfortunately, they have to go up against Montpellier next, away from home. Unfortunately for the Lions, not getting the win that they needed and getting knocked out, unfortunately. There's the end of their championship run. They will definitely be looking towards the URC now. I think they will definitely pick up their socks and go on. Connacht with a statement that they needed to make. 75-14, getting them through into the next one, definitely. But going up against the Sharks next round, which we'll definitely cover a bit more. Sharks also did pretty well this week. But yes, Ospreys going down to Montpellier at home. It's not good. And there's some news coming out of the Ospreys camp regarding the WRU. But going up ulster Ulster next for them. Montpellier going up against Perpignan next. So, good game for them. Exeter, 31-0. Cardiff still in through to the round of 16. But a game like that against Exeter, But Exeter, their next game is up against Munster. That is definitely going to be on. Leon going down to Benetton. Benetton 38-19. Benetton now, of course, going up against Cardiff in the next round. So, Leon, and not really the result that they wanted, and unfortunately knocked out. That is not what they also wanted. Racing making a statement at the end with the Cheetahs giving some serious fight in the game, but not getting through there. If I have a quick look at the things, both of them not through, which was a bit of a surprise that Racing didn't make it through. For me, honestly, I thought they were going to be a better team this year and go through. Going on to the Champions Cup, Powell going down to the Bulls. The Bulls at the end making it there. Bit of controversy there with Carl Dickinson. I don't know the full thing. I've heard people saying, other refs saying he was out of position, he was wrong, he shouldn't have pulled. Was it the noise? Was it not? Bulls getting the win that they finally needed. Unfortunately, there's going to be an asterisk next to that one because of that Dickinson move. But yes, they are at least going through. But of course, they're going up against Glasgow Warriors in the next round. Bath giving a statement against Edinburgh 63-10. Edinburgh now has a difficult game in the next round going up against Leinster. Bath, yes, definitely going through. They are looking as hard as they did last season. Obviously, now they need to get a bit more momentum, but they're going up against Saracens in the next round. Beyond going down to Leinster, as we said, Leinster is going up against Edinburgh next year, but beyond 13-22. Yeah, I honestly did not see Beyond going on beyond there, and they have been knocked out completely. Stormers beating Leicester. It was good to see. Fortunately, as a Stormers fan, there is still a lot of things to work on. Sasha's captain, I think maybe he was a bit inexperienced as his captain being so young. I thought he was making a few mistakes from a captaincy point of view, but he had a good game. And of course, our serial man of the match winner, Paul de Villiers, fantastic game, awesome breaks. Jonathan Roche also putting up his hand, having a statement of a game there. The talent from that man is incredible. I'm actually very excited to see what his season does. And Similani also having quite a good game. And we just found out that he has signed on until 2028. I think it is 2028, but he has extended his stay with the Stormers, which is awesome for us to hear. But yeah, great one. Toulouse, after the last week, they definitely needed to put down a statement. They did 77-7 against Sales Sharks. Sales Sharks will have to travel to the Stoop to go play against Harlequins. Toulouse have the Bristol Bears coming to visit them. Munster, unfortunately, going down, which is part of the reason why they have made it to the round of 16 in the Challenge Cup against Castres. So, yeah, Castres going up against Saints next week, or not next week, in next round. Toulon definitely putting on a game that they needed to put on, 31-14. Yeah, we needed that. And unfortunately for Stormers, that is our next game, and it's away from home. It is not just a walk in the park. It's definitely not going to be. We're going to go probably to one of the most hostile fan bases that I know of personally. And I don't mean hostile in a bad way. I just mean those guys are super passionate when it comes to them. Bristol Bears going up against Bordeaux, going down 15-27. Bordeaux definitely on the thing. They finished top seed of the whole out of all the logs. So yeah, Bristol Bears. Yeah, unfortunately, their next game is going to be a difficult one against Toulouse away from home. That is not going to be an easy walk in the park. Northampton 43-28 to Scarlets. Unfortunately, Scarlets knocked out. Northampton, as I said, have got Castres in the next one. La Rochelle, don't know what happened there. They were kind of in the game and then they just lost it, and they're letting Harlequins beat them at home. Harlequins, of course, as I said, have the Sharks next. La Rochelle, we know, has gone down. Glasgow versus Saracens. Glasgow 28-13. Sorry, not 13-3. Sorry, do apologize. Yeah, Glasgow, we do know we have got them. Saracens, we also know they're going up against Bath in the next round. That is Champions and Challenge Cup until now. We now go back into the URC where we're going to round 10. Starting off this weekend, South African times here, please understand. Ospreys are hosting the Lions. Lions, after getting knocked out, are definitely going to hopefully roar back. Ospreys, with the news that they might go into a partnership or buy out one of the other teams to stay in the URC. We'll follow that a bit more. I want to reach out to another podcast from Wales, hopefully get some sort of how they feel about it and do they feel positive or negative about it? Do they think it's going to happen or not? Considering the fact that they have also lost quite a few players to Glasgow. But yeah, not Glasgow, Gloucester. Sorry, I do apologize. Edinburgh hosting the Bulls. Bulls at the turnaround with the win after losing for on a streak for quite some time. It is going to be one hell of a game that they're going to have to come and fight with. Edinburgh at home. Edinburgh's also had a bit of a bad run. They're going to want to turn around. This is going to be a make or break game for both of them. Now that we're going into the last half of the log fixtures. Munster, of course, have Dragons visiting. They've had a bit of an up and down with results at the moment. Dragons being quite positive at the moment with some of the results that they've got, which has been a bit surprising. Munster has to be definitely careful that the Dragons aren't going to be coming in flying in hot, and they're going to look for any possibility to break Munster down from the get go. Munster's definitely going to have to put up a big wall to stop them, and I think Munster could do it. I think they're going to turn around and get it now. Scarlets hosting Ulster on Saturday, my birthday, the 24th. I see Ulster taking this one. Ulster right now, they on a different level. They have gone into a different gear. They just seem to be gelling awesomely at the moment, finding those gaps. If they're not finding the gaps, they are hard at the line looking for that weakness until they find that weakness. I think they are a very dangerous team. I'm not looking forward to the fact that we have to play them our second last game of the season. Connacht hosting Leinster. I see Leinster running away with it right now. Then, of course, at the same time, Stormers are hosting Sharks. I'm really hoping Stormers keep their record with the Derby games going at the moment. I don't think Sharks are going to have an easy game this weekend. They also look like they are packing the bench to fight the last 20 minutes, which also means the Stormers have to be very careful of the last 20 minutes that when they pick up a pace. Zebra hosting Glasgow. Yes, Glasgow are definitely going to have to put in a game. They're definitely going to go to Zebra. They're going to want to start ending on top of the URC logs. So, yeah. And then, of course, we have Cardiff hosting Benetton, which I think is going to be a great game. So, yeah, those are going to be the games this weekend and everything. Remember, guys, please follow us on all our socials. As you can see, there's our socials and the links to them and the QR code to go to our link tree. Just regarding a whole bunch of the things, let me know what you think on some of the stuff. Let me think on what you're going to think on some of the things I'm going to mention now. We have to look at the fact that Tony Brown, number one, has said he's staying. There's no possibility of him going back to New Zealand as of yet. Rassi putting up a tweet with him on Leonardo DiCaprio's head from Wolf of Wall Street saying he's not going anywhere, which as a South African I'm very happy about. I think it's going to keep us in a good state. Whether it keeps Tony Brown happy is another story. That is where things could go horribly wrong for us as well. If he's like not caring because he wants to go back. We're still waiting to hear who's going to take charge of the All Blacks, which is, yeah. And then, like I said, Ospreys look like their owners Y11. I don't know the full name. I do apologize if I've messed it up. are looking into buying one of the other teams to keep the Ospreys into the URC, which I think for the Ospreys is great. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see what happens. They still got some time to do it. It isn't do or die quite yet. But the news coming out is it looks like the invitation is going to be sent to the Black Lions, which I know the Cheetahs obviously would love to go back into the tournament, but I think it will be a bit unfair if we say yes to the Cheetahs, where the Black Lions are also putting up their hands, and I do think they deserve this slot. I know I have mentioned the likes of London Irish wanting to join, but the Prem, as far as I understand, said no, they want to keep London Irish. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. But guys, thanks very much for listening. I'm sorry it's going to be a quick one. I think it's going to be a great weekend. I hope you all have a good one. Please remember to like, share, and comment and subscribe. Let us know what you're thinking on everything. And my fellow champions, have a good one. Cheers. Goodbye.